this is the next generation language access, and basically this program is made for the bilingual and multilingual students at DPS. And what we do really, they would receive a very high quality of interpreting services. I mean, they're gonna learn how to become certified interpreters. Most of these students, they are bilingual, as I said, multilingual, and they are already helping their family members when they go to the hospitals, when they have any other needs, you know, in the community. But right now they are becoming professional in doing so, and they can make money, they can start their own business. I think our goal as educators and as a district is to really use the assets that we have in our hands. And right now, it's our ELL students with the multiple languages and cultures that they can, you know, just contribute to the community.
I took the same program training before them. So this program have many benefits. So among them, we can tell they can work as contract interpreters for any agency, and that they can also work for DPS because there are few interpreters out there on the field, and our students speak many languages. They know the culture. They have been with DPS, so they can help us in the community as outreach person for the district. I am called to many schools, and I cannot do it by myself. Basically, I was pushing this to have students to do the things I do, so they can be able, we're going to rely on them in the coming days and coming months. I just want to tell you know how wonderful, how excited I am, because I worked as an interpreter in the community. I know the need.
We are now the Innovative Academies of the Dayton Public Schools are in phase 3 of the Ford Next Generation Learning Academy program. And what that means is we are actually meeting with 8 tactic teams that are writing the master plan. And so that was so important and so valuable that we now can take it back and actually implement it to make sure our students are prepared for college and careers and can really support this workforce.
We are equipping our students with the necessary tools that they need to be successful. It's not just about the data that goes on in high school. We're talking about reaching our kids outside of 4 walls to obtain a career for themselves later down the road, okay?
I feel like it was really good to be in this room. I got to meet people that I ain't never been in a room with before, different principals, people behind the scenes that I don't even know about, and really like get to see what goes on outside of just what I see inside my classroom.
I think overall it was good to collaborate, you know, bring us all together. We got industry partners here. You have teachers, you have directors, our chiefs, principals are all coming together, and we're all sharing our different experiences and expertise along with our students, giving our students a voice to be able to share and speak on their experiences and the things that they want, because it's not just about what we see, but also want to see it through their lens as well, because sometimes we get so far disconnected, you know, from being a student. And I think that's huge, to have all parties all on deck to collaborate. So this was awesome.
Well, I first would like to thank the hundreds, literally hundreds of partners that have come now to over 10 meetings with us to put all of this together. And from the bottom of our hearts, we thank them. For any community partners that haven't been engaged, we would like you contact us. We have job shadowing, mentorships, internships, all types of things that they can provide. All of that helps. But the biggest thing is when you hear about the Innovative Academies of the Dayton Public Schools, be sure to spread the good news that there's plenty of about what it means to support a district that's on the move and making transformations that not only helps our kids, it's helping the entire region.
I'm a part of Shared Governance, and we are talking about a steering committee. We're talking about how to put people into successful roles and how we can all communicate through different teams so that we're all on the same page for the actual goal. It feels good. It feels really, really good, honestly. And it only feels good because at the beginning I was confused, didn't know why I was here, just know my life coach brought me. Now it's like, I know exactly why I'm here. I know what we want the end goal to be, and I'm really happy to see that what I'm saying, in my opinion, my comments are building into that final presentation. I'm really excited to see how it'll all come out, honestly. Like, being here in the process is totally different than seeing the final outcome and not knowing the conversations we had, the different meetings, any of that. So I'm really excited to see how the work will actually come out and turn out.
My group is working on establishing a framework for partners. Work on how do we create a database of all of the partners at all the schools in the district so we can create some standard operating procedures on how partners interact with the district and with various schools, who are the contact points at those partners, what areas or what buckets do they interact with. Is it an attendance situation? Is it an academic situation? Is it college and career readiness? The way we're approaching it at Ruskin, the way we're approaching the Innovative Academies of Dayton Public Schools work is through two paths. We have an experiential path. We are getting kids out into the world, and we are bringing experts into Ruskin to try to raise kids' awareness of what is out in the world, what careers are out there when they graduate and when they're adults. The other path is the academic path. It's one thing to try to create a high school classes that will help kids once they graduate. It's another thing to be able to prepare kids for those classes. That starts with us. That starts with us making sure that our academic program at the elementary level is tight, that we are making sure that kids are meeting benchmarks and are able to work at grade level so they are successful in middle school and in high school.
Good morning, DPS. Good morning. I can't hear you. Good morning, DPS. Good morning. Welcome to this year's annual Team Vote March. Y'all look so good here today. Give yourself a round of applause. You're here to cast your ballot for the first time. I see the bands got new outfits on. I see International is making their Dayton debut for the first time. Man, y'all showing up and showing out with pride. That's what it's all about. I want you to know that today, the fact that you are fired up, ready to go and vote is powerful. Your ballot is your access point to democracy, and voting is the entryway to power. I want you to know that today is a moment that you'll never forget. Today is all about you. At this moment, you are making an affirmative decision to take a stance in your way of life. You're going to make decisions that are going to impact your neighborhoods, your schools, your community, and ultimately your way of life. Regardless of how you vote, I want you to vote your community. I want you to vote your neighborhoods. I want you to vote your values. Those are things that make you who you are. If you vote for people and issues that reflect those, you will never go wrong. I want you also to remember that there's an election at least every 6 months. That means that the energy that brought you here has to keep you in the same moment even after you cast your ballot. In this election, and the one that follows, and the one that follows, and the one that follows. That energy is what is going to make you become or assist and impact in the very change that you want to see in your community.
I already stole mine.
You got any Snickers?
No. I took his water.
Twix? Sour Patch Kids?
Because he's known for that.
All right, you ready down there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You guys ready down there?
So I gotta log into some other stuff. My last.
Call to order, Dayton Public School Board of Education. Roll call.
President Bailey,
Here.
Dr. Goodwin,
She has an excused absence.
Mr. Lacy.
Here.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Ms. Reinhardt,
She has an excused absence.
Mr. Walker,
Here.
Ms. Garrison,
Present.
Ms. Woods.
Present.
Pledge of allegiance.
Sorry, guys, I'm not logged in. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower. Vision to inspire, educate, and empower scholars for a lasting impact. And our purpose is to cultivate a supportive and engaging educational experience.
District events.
Yes, Dr. Bailey, board members, and visiting audience, I'm excited to announce that next week we will have our graduations for all schools. So our board business meeting will be on Monday, the 18th, because Tuesday, May 19th, we will celebrate graduates from the following schools. Mound Street Academy at 4 p.m. All the graduations will take place at University of Dayton Arena. 6 p.m., Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School. 8 p.m., David H. Ponitz Career Technology Center. On Wednesday, May 20th, 6 p.m., Stivers School for the Arts. 8 p.m., Belmont High School. Friday, May 22nd, 6 p.m., Thurgood Marshall STEM High School. And 8 p.m., Meadowdale Career Technology Center. We would also like to welcome up Judy Spurlock and Bashara Simmons to give us our instructional insights.
Good evening, everyone. Our elementary schools have worked diligently to ensure high participation in the Ohio State test that ended on May 1st. We are proud to report exceptional completion rates from elementaries, 99.81 in reading, 99.4 in math, and 99.21 in science. We extend our sincere gratitude to our building administrators, testing coordinators, staff, students, and families for their hard work in ensuring students are at school and taking their exams. We are incredibly proud to announce that Charity Adams had 6 students selected for the prestigious 2026 Ohio State Young Scholars Program. This program recognizes high-achieving students and provides a supportive path to success. Congratulations to those scholars. A fantastic success at Ruskin. Ruskin students truly made a splash with their spring production of Finding Nemo. The performance was met with overwhelming community support and family support, resulting in a standing room only crowd. Our talented young performers brought the ocean to life, providing that there's no limit to their creativity. Several Dayton Public School students recently participated in the Montgomery County Violence Prevention Art Contest, sponsored by Prosecutor Matt Heck's office. We are proud to announce that Sullivan Wright, a second grade student from Eastmont Elementary, was named the contest overall winner. For his achievement, Sullivan received a certificate, a new bicycle, and his winning artwork will be featured in the 2027 Montgomery County Violence Prevention Calendar. Fairview Elementary is thrilled to announce a generous donation from Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated in support of their student garden club. This contribution directly supported their efforts to provide students with hands-on education, yielding tangible results that they can take pride in. The garden is officially in bloom. Thanks to the hard work of the young new gardeners, seedlings are sprouting across all the garden beds, and their first crop of sweet strawberries are ripe and ready for harvest. I saw pictures. They were so proud. We are incredibly grateful to the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma for investing in our Fairview students and their garden project. This is just one example of student garden projects across our elementary schools. Edison Entrepreneur Day just happened. It was a resounding success in transforming the school gym into a bustling marketplace. Students gained invaluable hands-on experience with the principles of business and supply and demand. They launched startups by developing unique business concepts from scratch. They did branding and marketing by designing professional packaging and targeted ad campaigns, and production and sales because they created and sold their own goods to a crowd of supporters. There was true energy in the market space as many companies competed and sold out of their inventory. I know that both Basharis and I were there and bought a lot of things. I have very tangible, so that I'll share. Basharis spent a lot on the food and consumables. This year, every elementary school has added career exploration events in alignment with our NGL initiatives and our DPS academic action plan. So I would like to show you my lovely bag that I bought as upon entering, because they said I would need a bag to buy all of my purchases. And then at the next table, there was a little tchotchke that matched, like a little garnish for my bag. And I'm going to pass this around because it's actually very durable. You can see how they made it.
You got a Velcro?
Here's an example of their marketing where they decorated bags. And they did thank you notes for consumers, thanking people for their business. You can see their marketing, and please come back and buy more. There was a competition for the bookmark I bought. There was 2 people bidding for this bookmark, but I won. Here is a game that they created, but it also has wonderful instructions that they did, which is a great example of first, then, and now, how instructions, how to do that with all of the other marbles to participate. I also am going to be planting lots of sunflower seeds. As you can see, I got a lot.
I did buy some of those.
I also bought a well-needed stress ball and my own snow globe.
You had a ball.
In addition, I bought some wonderful smell good scrub. And there was a steep competition for the bracelet I got, but I won. I competed and I bought the bracelet.
Chief Spurlock, I'm starting to question these winnings that you have.
I think you have an advantage.
Well, I told you there was another snow globe that I lost. I had to get my second choice on that. But that is from our elementaries. I am going to present for Mr. Simmons on secondaries as well. Secondary instructional highlights. At Wright Brothers, 3 students were chosen for the Law and Leadership Institute. At Dunbar, the new braiding program has 9 juniors who have earned their shampooing credential and 4 seniors who have earned their braiding, shampooing, and makeup credential. At Stivers, the anatomy class dissected cats. They were actually dissecting the abdominal cavity and reporting out their observations, so hands-on. On Thursday, April 30th, the Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School was recognized for chartering a new Future Farmers of America chapter during the Ohio FFA convention in Columbus. At Meadowdale, the class of 2026 has earned $2.4 million in scholarships, which was double over the past few years. At Ponance, 3 scholars competed in the Business Professional Association Nationals last weekend, finishing 6th in the country. All middle schools are reporting over 95% completion rates in both reading and math on the OST. Kudos to our middle school students and teachers for their diligence, focus, and commitment throughout the testing process. Their efforts reflect the strong culture of accountability and academic excellence. On April 28th, NPR freelance educational reporter Mr. Gaines visited the alternative school at Jackson Center to observe how school AI is being used to support students at risk, increase engagement, and enhance the learning environment. Gaines observed instruction in a 10th grade ELA class and conducted discussions with students, educators, administrators, and the district leadership about how the district use of artificial intelligence to support that space. In closing, the Student Senate celebrated the end of the year today with a student celebration. Dr. Lawrence has received positive feedback from our partners at Premier Health regarding the strength of our collaboration and partnership. Nominees for next year's Student Senate will be selected before the end of this academic year. Special thanks to our Student Senate participants and supporters, including Brianna Brake, Dr. Stacy Worley, Ms. Liggins, and last but certainly not least, Dr. Lawrence, whose ongoing commitment to the Student Senate has helped ensure the students have meaningful opportunities to share their voices, develop leadership skills, and engage in impactful experiences throughout the year. Thank you from both the elementary and secondary.
I take it that Basharis didn't win anything or bring anything back?
We talked, he did buy a bracelet, but everything else he ate or drank.
That
And he
figures.
spent a lot more money than I did.
I did. I took $20 and I only hit probably 3 tables, and it was like 20 or something tables. The peach cobbler was very good. I will say. I did.
Between Basharis and I, we spent 100.
But so, can I ask what was
Yes.
what was the fundraising effort this year for them?
Oh, and you know, I saw it right there, and I can't remember the students picked it, and I saw it. I will take it back with you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I'm just looking for my bag.
Didn't have no Cheetos in it, so I didn't need it.
We want to win it too. We want to win it from you.
All right. Any bargaining units? All right. The public is invited to attend board meetings, and individuals are given a designated time to express viewpoints during the public hearing portion of the meeting. Anyone wishing to address the Board of Education during the hearing for the public portion of the board meeting will comply with the following rules. Complete a request form prior to hearing of the public. Let me see. When called upon, identify yourself, state name, address, school district in which you reside, state your reason for addressing the board. Electronic submission will only be used during remote meetings. A non-English speaker will need to provide an interpreter. Time may be extended due to interpreter also speaking. Address the board as a whole through a president or not board members individually. Materials for distribution to the board are handed to the treasurer to my right. Limit remarks to 3 minutes. The president has the discretion to extend the time. When your time is up, you are to stop speaking. It is inappropriate to address any matter involving pending disputes, grievances under a labor agreement, disciplinary action involving an employee or a student, ongoing labor negotiations, concerns or matters that have already been settled, and/or any matter which, because of its nature, is deemed appropriate to be discussed in executive session. The purpose of this public hearing portion of the meeting is for members of the public to express viewpoints and public concerns. Madam Treasurer. Madam Treasurer, do you have any?
Yes. Tanisha McIntyre. Tanisha McIntyre. Angela Bailey. Angela Bailey. Okay.
My name is Angela Bailey. I live at 348 Park Drive, Dayton, DPS, proud parent. Good evening, President, Dr. Bailey, and the esteemed board, and Ms. Feiner, everyone here. I would like to address the board on behalf of Kyle Thompson, a counselor at Stivers School for the Arts. Stivers is not just a school like all of our schools. It's a place where students are encouraged to become fully themselves, artists, performers, musicians, creators, thinkers, and young people trying to figure out who they are and where they belong. That kind of environment only works when students feel seen, supported, and safe. Tonight, I want to advocate on keeping one of our counselors, Kyle Thompson. For many of the young men, he is more than just a counselor. He is the only male counselor on staff, someone students feel comfortable opening up to when they do not feel they are able to speak to perhaps a female counselor. That matters. Representation matters, trust matters, and connection matters. And in a school like Stivers, relationships are everything, as in all of our schools. He has already spent 8 years serving in this community in different roles within the arts. He understands unique demands of our students face because he has lived in this environment alongside them. He understands auditions, schedules, art pathways, college art programs, scholarship opportunities, performance pressures, and the balancing act our students carry every single day. That knowledge cannot simply be replaced with a resume. He is newer at his counseling role, but to be honest, about the circumstances, he stepped into a position without a true transition plan, without meaningful training from the previous counselor who had been there for years, and without the kind of succession support anyone would need to walk into the role seamlessly, which I'm not a fan of that kind of leadership, and everyone should have a succession plan no matter what. Despite that, he is doing an incredible job because skills can be taught, systems can be learned, and credentials can be completed. But relationships, those take time to build. And Kyle Thompson already has them. Students trust him, students seek him out. I saw him in the video earlier. When students are trying to navigate graduation requirements, scholarship, FAFSA, college applications, art portfolios, and an overwhelming pressure for planning life after high school, they need someone that knows them, believes in them, and understands their goals. This decision should not come down to simply filling a position on paper. It should come down to student outcomes, always. Who is helping students stay on track to graduate? Who is helping students access college opportunities? Who is helping students navigate scholarships and financial aid? Who is building trust with students who might otherwise disengage completely?
You have like 30
That's
seconds.
the work he is doing. Are you stopping me?
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Okay. The proposed replacement may be qualified, and I'm sure she's a lovely person, but her experience, from my understanding, is mostly in middle school and outside the arts environment. That makes Stivers unique. High school counseling, especially in the performing arts, is a completely different landscape. Our students deserve stability. They deserve someone who already knows the culture, the expectation, and the heart of the school. At a time when students are struggling emotionally, socially, academically across this country, removing a trusted counselor who has already built meaningful relationships sends the wrong message. If we want to be student-centered, this is our opportunity to prove it.
Thank you, Ms.
Please
Bailey.
keep the counselor and know that they know and they trust and rely on. This is about people, our students. The right person is already there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ramash Lindsay. Ramash Lindsay. Gentry Hefman. Gentry. Okay. Najah Ferris. Najah Ferris. Sydney Booker.
Hello, my name is Sidney Booker. I live at 604 Coleridge, Dayton, Ohio. I am presently the head track coach at Dayton Dunbar High School. I've been the track coach there since 1987. I'm here today to question, I was told that indoor track season will no longer be next year. It won't be sponsored in any way, and I'm here to see if I can get a rationale about why it's not that the board had voted not to have indoor track season. Indoor track season has been a very important part of my outdoor season team, where you start to build from the indoors season and then it carries over to the outdoor season. Indoor season has been very successful to my students at Dunbar High School. We have several All-Americans, students that made All-American at Dayton Dunbar that carried on to the outdoor season. In 2017, we broke a national record that had been there for 17 years. We went on that year to have 2 state national champions that day. And then we went on outdoors to win another state championship. And over the years, we have 9 indoor state championships. We have 4 outdoor state championships and 3 runner-ups. We have 56 high school All-Americans from running indoor season. We have 12 national champions from the indoor season. I just felt like the way I received the information, that the board had voted not to continue indoor season, that I didn't get a reason why. And I'd like to know if anyone can help me out and answer that question for me.
We're not here to debate it. We're here to listen to what you have to say, but when we're done, I'll talk to you.
Okay, so lastly, I'd like to ask that you all would consider that again, and to talk to, maybe if we could have a session among track coaches, because many of the track coaches this year who had students to represent DPS at the indoor state championship, every school in DPS had a representative in the indoor meet, and they scored points. We had state champions. Dunbar had a state champion in the high jump. Hornets had a young lady to win the long jump indoors. And just what other sport that DP has that is represented at a consistent basis year in and year out other than the indoor season? Who else goes to the state meet? Not basketball, not football, not volleyball boys, not flag football girls, not any of the other sports that we have. None of those ever contested at a state championship. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes tonight's speakers.
All right. Thank you, Madam Treasurer. Superintendent's personal agenda?
Yes, I recommend the approval of the following personnel items, 5A through 5G.
So moved.
Second. Any comments or questions?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Can I pull the principal placement list for 1 week?
Where are we at?
Should be under administrative. So is that B or C? B. At the bottom, the attachment.
Yes.
Can I pull B4 till after exec?
B4?
Yes.
Anything else?
Dr. Bailey,
Yes, ma'am.
can I pull B5 and B6?
All right. Anything else? Yes, Mr. Smith?
I believe Mr. Walker was before me. Where are you, sir?
Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
So on C12, I think, let's see, okay, so Ms. Mickey or Mr. Ewing. This is the one that the person had stalled the process and did not sign it until later on.
Yeah.
So if I could make the effective date for tomorrow, for May 13th instead of January.
That it?
Yes, that's all I had.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, we have some supplementals that we still have not voted on from, I want to say 2 meetings ago. I pulled it off to get some information, and I see that we have some coming on again today. So I would ask if we could put those two back on the agenda to vote on those as well with the supplementals that we have today.
We voted on those.
No, we didn't.
We came out of exec and we asked if you want to put it back on. You said I got my information.
No, we didn't. Board said they needed more information on them. We did not vote on them.
Ms. Kidd?
Yeah, it was the last meeting.
I thought we came out of exec and voted on them.
Nope.
No, I don't think we voted on it either.
I want $1 if we did. That was the Stivers coach, right?
It was 2 coaches and Meadowdale, but I know I'm correct, Mr. Walker. If I tell you a duck can pull a truck, just look it up.
Looking at Chief Jones.
Can we get those put back on? Next week? Okay,
All right.
thank you. Any other questions, concerns?
Yes,
Ms. Garrison?
can we also take a look at the summer custodial list as well?
So do you want it for after executive session?
Where are you at? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
For F, summer custodial positions. I have some questions on that one.
You want us to pull the whole thing? Okay.
Yes.
Anything else?
That's all for me.
Okay. We can vote on everything else.
Okay.
Okay. Make the motion to vote on everything else?
President Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Garrison,
Yes.
Ms. Woods,
Yes.
6 yeses.
Ms. Minor?
Okay, for item H, I don't see any for approval. I'm just checking. Okay, so we don't have any after July 10. The next item for review is the budget information.
Any questions or concerns? Make the motion that we accept. Oh, am I right?
No, it's just review.
Oh, that's just review, I'm sorry. All right. No questions or concerns? Move on to 6.
Okay.
6, yeah.
I'd like items for review, the consultants.
Any questions or concerns? Mr. Walker?
So, I'm just, for clarity, we're hiring academy coaches, academy director, and then we're also paying someone basically $60,000 to then train them on top of the salaries that we're going to pay them?
There's required training for all of the academy coaches because this is a brand-new position. And it's very important that the academy coaches are able to perform the duties as designed in the framework. And that's Title II, grant funded. And the consultant for Montessori, that's 572, which is also a Title I grant funded PD. And Solution Tree for response to interventions is Title II also. So we've got a lot of the grant fundings right here in the consultant contracts. That's a required training that we must have.
So I got a question. So I'm looking at F for the 48-hour waiver for the new position of that academy coach. Shouldn't that be done first to see if we even going to have the academy coach's position?
What is 48 hours?
Shouldn't that be voted on first?
Yes,
Before we vote on? Okay. All right.
So just
Okay,
for
thank you.
review. Thank you. Next, we have the contracts for review only.
Concerns, questions, or concerns? All right. Oh, Mr. Smith?
Yes. Ms. Minor, could you or someone on the team give us a brief synopsis on what we'll be doing with the Admentum contract? I know there have been some changes just with that company over the last few years and changing of names and things like that. Just so we can get it out for the public, what will that contract do for us?
This particular Admentum contract, where you see Exact Path, is they're personalized learning plans that are adaptive on the child's level, independent level, that will allow us to measure their reading, math, science, social studies, as it says, and it also includes the Apex Learning, which is part of credit recovery, and the name will be changed to courseware. And this is very helpful a lot of times with our students that are very transient when they come in and out. For example, the alternative school. A lot of times we need to know immediately where they are so we can provide the right services for them. And this gives us assessments at our fingertips to help service them. And that is extremely beneficial for us.
Appreciate that, Ms. Minor. That is all, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Walker?
Yes, for the last, this is my 3rd year on the board, staff in the district have asked about this, I guess, picnic or cookout at Convocation. So is it possible, because again, I've asked about it 3 times and it has yet to happen from any side of the org chart, that staff send out a survey or something just seeing if staff would like to do lunch on their own or lunch on their colleagues as the first day back into the district?
So to send a survey out to see what the staff would like, a picnic or lunch on their own? We
Yes.
can do that.
Appreciate it, Mrs. Minor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, let's move on.
Consultants. Next, we have a memorandum of understanding from OAP SC Local 623 and 647, summer pay, school year 26.
Questions or concerns? All right, move on.
Next, we have for review a summer wages for eligible transportation bargaining members.
Questions or concerns? None?
Okay, the next item is for a vote, staff travel for vote.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call for vote. Oh, I'm sorry, any questions or concerns first? Well, okay. Ms. Pearson?
For these, I know we have, when we do retreats, we have a, what's the form called that we fill out when we come back? What is it? Clearly, I haven't filled it out yet, but what?
You're talking about the conference thing?
Yes.
That isn't something that an individual board member did, not the actual board itself did.
Oh, okay. Did we
Yeah.
get anything for our staff when they go on trips, like some type of summary or synopsis of what they brought back to the district from that training? Some type of summary or?
We don't, but I'm not
That was
opposed
from
to
a board member did.
No, for like staff, for example, we're looking at the approval of the superintendent. So I'm just asking, when he goes, do we, or anybody under the board, go, do they bring anything back to kind of say what they received from that to implement across the district?
I'm not opposed to it.
But we don't do it?
No.
Okay, and it's something we can look at doing?
I mean,
in the future?
I do recall, like, some of Dr. Lawrence's weekly updates. He usually puts
Yeah.
like something in there about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But now, Dr. Jones hasn't went anywhere in about a
Okay.
either, but yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to put it out there for something we can
Speaking of which, I need to
look
start
at
traveling.
for the future. Thank you.
Anyone else? All right. Call for vote.
President Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Garrison,
Yes.
Ms. Woods.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, next, I would like to request a 48-hour waiver to present the following administrative position for approval, the academy coach.
So moved.
Second. Call for vote. No, any questions, concerns?
This is just the waiver, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vote.
President Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Garrison,
Yes.
Ms. Woods.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, Mr. President,
Yes.
can I pull G for 1 week?
Yes. All right.
If we're going to, we would have technically either have to pull it for conversation, or you'd have to table, if we're not, since it's up for vote right now, then you would have to put out a motion to table it then for 1 week. The choice is yours, sir.
Okay. We can vote the table.
Make a motion.
Motion to table for 1 week.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Look at Alex, is that right? No, you're good, you're good.
Who seconded it?
Ms. Garrison?
Yep.
Okay. President Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Garrison,
Yes.
Ms. Woods.
Yes.
6 yeses.
All right, we're finished.
Yes, that concludes all our recommendations.
Thank you. Madam Treasurer.
Okay. All mine are for review only. Okay. We are increasing Fund 499 for additional grant fund came by 115,000. Increased Fund 13, which is Welcome Stadium, by 160,000. Increase Fund 524 by 181,000 for advances came in. Those are the only changes we have.
Any questions, comments?
So the increase for Welcome Stadium, is that an additional increase on top of what we just did last month?
Yeah.
What is the additional increase?
160,000.
I know that
Oh.
part. I mean, as far as.
Oh, I don't know. I can get you. I will come back.
Okay.
Okay. I will send you an email.
I mean, is it one of those
Receive it.
situations where we're getting closer to the end of the year and we're getting a better picture of the total expenditures?
Let me check. on
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone else?
Okay. We'll go to appropriations.
And that's pretty much the same story.
Oh, yeah, it is. Let me get it to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We are increasing these funds, increase Fund 499 by the amount of certificate of estimated resources, so the budget has to be increased. Decrease Fund 21 to zero out because that fund is no longer used. Increase Fund 524 by 203 by the advance from general fund. Increased Fund 13, which is Welcome Stadium, by 160 for additional funds received. So they go line together. Do you have any question on this? Okay. We'll go to C. C is advances. We are advancing from general fund to Fund 524, 74,746 and 62 cents. Until we receive from the grant funds.
Going back to appropriations, I mean,
Oh.
aren't there changes to the general fund, within the general fund, between line items?
On the appropriation?
That's what this looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the general funds.
Okay.
But what I said is everything goes.
All right.
When you click on the other one.
Okay. Oh, I lost the front page.
Yeah.
I must have killed it. Okay, I'll get back there. Never mind.
Okay. Okay, until you find it. D is monthly financial, that's a space holder until Finance Committee reviews financials on Thursday. E is approval of minutes. I don't think minutes of 14, minutes of April 21 and April 27. I don't think you will have a question on that one. We'll go to donations. We have several donations. Thank you, donors, until we send them. After it's approved, I am going to send a thank you note to the donors. Purchase requisitions. These purchase requisitions are from several departments. Let's look at them together, and if you have any question, we'll answer.
Questions or concerns?
I have a question.
Ms. Garrison?
This is on PRs, correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Do we have any additional details when it says participants? Who those individuals are?
Okay.
Could you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry, where it says participants on the third page, do we have anything to identify who those individuals are?
Those are the parents of
Uh,
students.
Those are parents of students.
The parents of students, okay. Thank you.
Move on. On the second participant, I'll ask it offline. I don't want to go get too deep in that rabbit hole right now. Anyone else? All right, let's move on.
If there is no question on that, we'll go to H, which is Zenin now. We have one Zenin now. Let's look at it if you have any question.
Dr. Jones, did we resolve this as to what this really was? I can't remember. Atera Networks?
That is a remote access tool to devices, so we can remotely access if they can't log in or anything like that. As long as it's at least connected to the internet, we can remote in and help a user. There was a new sales rep, and it got dropped in between the sales rep to send us the renewal cost, and then there were some questions on the pricing, so we didn't hit the April deadline to get it on before today.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
I do have a question. Is Atera the only vendor utilized for VPN access?
So VPN access is a little bit different. So that is Cisco. So for a user remote in their network, it is actually through Cisco. This is just to remote into, if you're having issues with your PC, our technicians can remotely access it instead of sending someone out there and maybe delaying it.
So is there any reason, can one or the other do both?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's, the VPN is more specifically for encrypted network to connect into us.
Okay.
So nobody else can see our traffic.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any other
That,
questions?
oh,
Thank you.
that
Go ahead.
concludes my recommendation.
All right. Business manager?
Thank you, Board President. I recommend review of the following contracts. They're all with the same vendor, Richard D. Smith and Sons, and it's for the installation of carpeting at Louis Troy Stivers, Valerie, and Jackson Center.
Can I ask why is Valerie's more than the other ones? Does Valerie even have carpet in any rooms?
They do. There's carpeting in the, yes. And I can get the actual identified spaces where the carpet is going if you like. I'll send it to the board.
I just want to make sure we're not paying $94,000 to put new carpet in just the library in the building.
No, sir. Not at all. No.
And Jackson Center, I thought we just paid stuff over there for before the building opened. So is this for something new that's going in?
Let's see, what is that? The west side of the building was completed, and they got new carpeting, with the exception of 3 classrooms. And then on the eastern side of the building, there were some rooms that did not get completed either. So it's just replacing that carpet, and then also in the auditorium.
Okay. It's finally done.
So
It's finally done?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else?
All right. Also, I recommend a review of the resolution for payment in lieu of transportation. You can see there at the bottom, Exhibit A provides a more detailed explanation of what we're requesting.
Any questions or concerns?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So is this saying like DPS won't transport children at all anymore, or?
Oh, no, that's not what that's saying. In certain cases, for whatever reason, we can't transport a child. We reimburse or, provide that parent with some level of funding.
So this is basically like a promise, like if your child cannot, like if we cannot provide transportation, well, y'all cannot.
This is
provide
what we're gonna do, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a you too, since you're sitting up here. I'm trying to get out.
Well, May 19th, 8 p.m., I'll be an alumni.
Anyone else?
All right. Thank you, sir. New business. Board members' travel expense and reimbursement.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or concerns? Call for a vote.
President Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Garrison,
Yes.
Ms. Woods.
Yes.
6 yeses.
First policy reading.
Resolution to adopt board policy first reading. Inasmuch as the Board of Education is committed to the continued updating of its policies, rules, and regulations manual, and the committee, which was appointed, has been working toward that goal. The following are brought at this time for first reading in compliance with the board file BFC policy adoption. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Dayton City School District, Montgomery County, Ohio hereby accepts and adopts the following policies that have been codified for inclusion in the Handbook of Policies, Rules, and Regulations. File GCBDC/GDBDA, titled Professional Staff Catastrophic Illness Injury Leave Administrators, is being revised to align with district preferences. File GF, titled Remote Work, is revised to align with district preferences. These policies are being read for the first time. As such, a motion or second is not required. The policies will be available in the superintendent's office for review and comment prior to their second reading or adoption by the Board of Education. Furthermore, the policies will be reviewed by the superintendent's office, the board's office, and the legal department of the Dayton Public Schools prior to the second reading. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Board members' comments. Ms. Garrison?
Yes, so I want to thank everyone for being here, and the speakers, Angela Bailey, for speaking on behalf of your colleague, Ms. Sarita. If possible, could we have Dr. Davis send some information about the situation with Kyle Thompson, because he's not on our list for action, so I wasn't really sure where this information on replacement is coming from. Maybe his resume, as well as the resume of the person he's being replaced by. And of course, we've also received several emails from students as well, so that is not going unnoticed, so thank you for coming out. Coach Booker, I'm sorry, y'all. Used to be my coach. But thank you for coming out. I was unaware, and I know Dr. Bailey is going to talk to you afterwards, as well as myself, that indoor track season was on the list of potential activities to be, looked at. So thank you for bringing that to the awareness of the board. I trust that our staff members have taken a look at what is possible. So I would definitely get with Ms. Jones to kind of find out how did the analytics bring her to look at indoor track so closely in comparison to some of the other programs, because I know costs are an issue, and we're trying to see where we can cut or where we can supplement. But if there's a way to keep some things in place with some community engagement, honestly, because our district is facing some serious financial crises that we're hopeful to resolve. So we will follow up with you on that, because I'm hopeful we looked at that pipeline and that investment of how many of our students are getting scholarships for colleges for certain sports, to look at the return on that investment. And as a mother with a son who runs indoor track, AAU, and outdoor track, and is getting a scholarship for track to go to college, I definitely am hopeful that we are taking a look at pros, cons, and where these things are going to pay off for the children in our community, so that they know that we care about what they're doing, and we are putting scholarship at the forefront of athletics, because they are student athletes. So thank you for coming out, and we'll follow up with you on that. What else? I think that's all that I have. Any staff members, you're welcome to, of course, email the board, work with us collaboratively with any issues or concerns that you have as we're going through this process. Things are going to get uncomfortable, honestly. Things are going to get uncomfortable, but this is a team effort, and the board members are here to this is a time for us to be the city of innovation that we were built on, to be honest, coming out of the industrial area. And I'm hopeful that we are in fact trying to do that, so that we can still serve the community, our students, and our families accordingly. So thank you all for your time.
Mr. Smith. Thank you, sir. First off, I want to start off by acknowledging Mr. James Williams, who is in the rear of the room. Recently, our great friend here in the district, he was honored to speak at the K-12 Insight Conference up in Columbus, and I really loved the title of the presentation, and I really think I want us to look at that when we talk about everything we do around here. And it was when this is how we've always done it isn't working. And I think that is a great topic for us to look at when we talk about how we approach what we do here in the district and how we just do things across life in general. So I want to shout out Brother James. It's always awesome when our staff members not only do great work here, but then are acknowledged across the state, across the nation, across the region for the work they do, and they get to go out and not only learn new things, but get out and learn by being someone who educates others. There's a great learning piece in educating others, so I wanted to lift him up in that, and I appreciate you, sir, and all the work that you do here in the district. Secondly, I want to really lift up the fact that we are headed into the end of the school year, and for our community and our families to please look into programs across the city, whether it be inside of DPS. We have some great summer programming. I will say the people who work on those things have done an amazing job in increasing the amount of programming for our students during the summer months. Looking at you, Ms. Goins, back there. Appreciate the work that you do for that, and with everybody else in the team that does that work. And I say that not only because of the learning slide that quite often plagues urban districts when students aren't in the same enriching education field environments, but also the reality that in environments such as ours, data shows that crime also increases for youth during the summer months.
So trying to keep our children engaged in enriching programs that keep them out of some of those idle time problems that hurt us. Like, no one wants to leave out and it be the last time we see one of our students because of something that happens over the summer. So please encourage each other. If you have out there a program that's going on, athletic program, a tutor program, an educational program, please share that information with your networks and circles, because we want our students to not only be safe, but to continue learning over the summer months. I will say I appreciate any emails we get, any people that come out to speak, and I want to say that I love when we advocate for our buildings and for our children and for our communities. And at the same time, I want us to not ever be in a space where we then use and advocating as a comparison. Because I do believe every one of our schools is a unique place full of unique children, full of amazing individuals that work in those buildings. And so I will want us to always have that spirit when we're talking about what's going on in our buildings, because there is no building, I think, that is devoid of amazing children that will do amazing things. And if you weren't listening to what Ms. Spurlock brought up to us earlier, that is Exhibit A for me. And the fact that there are so many things going on, and so many times a lot of our students get overlooked, a lot of our programs get overlooked. And I want us to understand that we all have to be in this together. So I think there comes a point where we come in a space and figure out how do we always push for our programs, push for our departments, push for our people, while doing it in the spirit of uplifting and not in the spirit of comparing, because comparison is the thief of joy. And when we do that, then it takes away from the conversations that we're having there. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in so many programs that I've seen in the last few weeks. I went out to Vehicle Day, which is really, really awesome. Just getting out and seeing those kids, having an opportunity to learn about all of the awesome things that are going on. One of the coolest things that I learned, and I always learn new things, is just seeing some of the roles that we have that are not typical forward-facing roles with our students, and getting to see those interactions, you know, where we have people that work in operations and they're working the tow trucks. And you get to see students talking to them, and then by looking at those students, they get another glance at why their roles really matter here, and why their roles all play a part in making better outcomes for children. So I appreciate everybody who put on Vehicle Day, and you know, I can't lie, sometimes our teachers need that break for a little hour or two, get that little breather, so especially when the weather gets like this. So I appreciate that. We had some awesome track meets. That was amazing. We had the football showcase, and that was really amazing. I appreciate everyone in athletics working with the schools to kind of coordinate those programs. And it was awesome. You even saw some D1 coaches out there checking out some of the youth here in Dayton. So that's an awesome thing. I think the middle school showcase is today, I believe, which is a new event, which then also allows our middle schoolers to get out there and kind of meet their coaches for next year, and allows the 8th graders to meet who's going to be, you know, working with them in 9th grade. So building a family atmosphere. So appreciate that. And I will be remiss if I didn't mention seeing Coach Sidney Booker out here today. I can only call him that, you know, when he's in his coach role, because even though he's over at Dunbar, that's still my cousin, so I got love for him. He could wear black and gold and he'd be a much better man, but everybody can't be a lion. So with that, I just appreciate all of you. Please, please end this school year on a great note. We have been doing amazing work. Just keep it up, be there for each other, and let's keep the main thing the main thing. Thank you, sir.
All right, Ms. Woods?
I just want to thank you guys, all of you guys, for always helping me, always being there for me, always making sure I was okay, and if I wasn't okay, always making sure that I was getting to a point of being okay. It's literally like so sad. It's like, it's a happy moment. I'm really happy that I'm leaving and I'm graduating and I'm going on to college. The Ohio State University, by the way, again.
Right. Yeah.
Full ride scholarship, full ride scholarship. Thank you. But it would just be so wrong of me not to say thank you guys, because all of you guys helped me, especially you, Ms. Goings, 8th grade, since 7th grade. You've had my back, and I really appreciate you. And everyone on the board, I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys, and all the viewers, like Ms. Booth. Ms. Booth, that's my girl. I love her. I love all of you guys, and I'll always be in contact with you guys. And congratulations, I can't talk, to all the 2026 graduates like myself. I'm proud of all of us, and we did it. We really did it.
Mr. Walker? I am going to do something different, and if the Stivers students would like to speak, I believe about Mr. Thompson, probably. If I would release my time and have them come to the podium and speak.
So proud of you.
And then if you can just state your name and then the school that you go to.
You know, we could have just put them on the agenda.
You still want me to talk?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Walker, for giving us the opportunity to speak. My name is Raymond Lindsay. I am a senior at Stivers School for the Arts, and I've prepared some words to say. I'm a senior at Stivers School for the Arts. I've been attending since the 8th grade and witnessed the various changes of administration and staff in the building. Each time a staff member is rotated out, they are replaced with someone who does not necessarily always understand the Stivers environment and may not always be willing to adapt and change to the different intricacies of an arts-focused school. The constant shifts will in turn hurt the students more than it will help them, as far as developing trust and developing a sense of community with continuous shifting staff. We've had several different principals within the past 5 years that I've been attending, and we have new people in and out of the building constantly. To change out Kyle Thompson as the counselor of the Stivers School for the Arts building would negatively impact the students. He brings such life and such joy to our building every single day, always looking for how he can help people, always looking for how he can help the students, the staff, the teachers, and just is always a very down-to-earth and approachable counselor. His impact on the school has been shown throughout my entire career at Stivers School for the Arts, and he has helped me personally so much, as well as many other Stivers School for the Arts students. And I know that removing him as a counselor would have an impact on all of our students. And as far as constant shifts are concerned, constant shifts can negatively affect the whole of the district. Because we need a steady foundation of excellence and consistency to build upon. When students are given that consistency and that foundation, they know that they can rely on the people who are in leadership to support them, the people who are helping to make the decisions and guide, just guide the goalpost. So, and to sum it up, he's a consistent and reliable counselor and continues to show up for students and staffs as he always has in the several years he has worked in this building and trained under some of the forerunners of our community, such as Elizabeth Whips. No one can outperform the job of a man who has dedicated at least the past 5 years of his life to working and to service of Stivers and its community. The student body of Stivers School for the Arts is truly asking and demanding for the continuation of his position in our building and the establishment of excellence through consistency for our building and throughout the whole district. So we just ask that you are willing to hear us and be open to just what we have to say about his impact on us and on our building. And that is all. Thank you.
I'm not going to be as detail-oriented as her, but my name is Judah Lindsay. I'm a senior at Stivers School for the Arts. I'm in the choir department. And an impact that he has had on me personally is giving me hope for a future that I have now made for myself. At the beginning of the school year, I struggled a lot with dealing with whether I'm good enough to go to a college. to even graduate, because it has been an overarching problem for me throughout my career here, like in the district. There's not a lot of hope for some kids, and they don't get a lot of like faith thrown back at them and put into them. So to have someone in our school that constantly will search you out through the school day so that he can find you and tell you different ideas that he has for your future because you can't have any for your own, then I think that it should be a very good thing that he is there. And especially since he is younger, it helps with like looking someone in the eyes and being like, I see you and I know that you see me, because you weren't too far away from what I'm dealing with right now. He has helped me so much, and he has gotten me through a lot of difficult times. He is the only reason I applied for college, and I've been accepted into every college I've applied to. So I will be going to Wright State, but he has helped me with so many more things, and he's the reason I'm doing countless different operas in the district right now. So I just want to say that. Thank you.
Can I say something real quick? It's quick, I pinky swear. I applaud both of y'all for coming up here and speaking to the board. I would say this isn't something I would do, but it is. It is. So I really applaud you guys, because I know you were nervous, and I bet you were nervous as well. But sometimes change is okay. You might feel like y'all don't want him to leave, and I'm not saying that he is leaving because I don't know, but I can say you can't be afraid of change. Just like Ponens, we got a new principal. We've had a new principal since my freshman year. We thought this principal wasn't going to understand us, was just going to come in and just change everything for the worse. And that's what our mindset was on. So we didn't just trust him first, like the first time meeting him. We really wanted our old principal back, which was Ms. Christian, because that's what we were used to. That's who we trusted. We didn't want to make a new bond. Dr. Brown has literally helped us with so much. This senior class is, I can't find the words to describe it right now, but my senior year has been beautiful, literally. I know without him, my senior year probably would have been beautiful as well, but he has helped the seniors, the juniors, and the sophomores and freshmen really find out what structure is. Helped us with structure, helped us with communication, helped us with learning how to accept change, because change is okay at the end of the day. So you can depend on your counselor, you can trust your counselor, but if you were to get a new counselor next year, you can't be, what's the word? You can't be upset at that, or you can't be like, oh, I'm just not going to trust you because you're not Mr. Thompson. You know, you can't do that because it's not fair. And you never know what this new counselor could bring into the next generation's lives, because we're out of here next week. I'm going to keep mentioning that.
Did you want to thank all of you students? Oh, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jay Begley. I'm a sophomore at Stivers School for the Arts, and I just wanted to come up with, like, I know the other two speakers were seniors, just with this perspective of someone in a lower grade who will actually be impacted by the new counselor or Mr. Thompson leaving, if that is what's happening. I'd just like to say, this is going to be kind of brief, but that I know that it's the consensus of people within my grade that they don't want Thompson to leave. Our students are really good about showing up when something happens that we don't necessarily agree with. And Mr. Thompson has supported us in that. When we had our ICE protest, he supports students' right to free speech and right to assemble, which I think it's really important that a guidance counselor supports students in that way and listens to them as people and supports them in finding who they are as a person. And he's also acquainted with the arts, which a counselor from another school would not exactly be able to relate to in the same way. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Lacy.
Yes. 2 weeks ago tonight, I had the honor of chairing the Internal Audit Committee, which brought forward a lot of very useful information for our district and to help make our district a much better, much more efficient, well-oiled machine. I also look forward to the graduations that are coming up, and that's all I have, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President.
Thank you. Mr. Jones.
Two quick things. This Saturday, our Dayton Public School students will be participating in the City Meet. So I invite everyone who is listening to come out and support our dynamic track runners. They did a phenomenal job this past week at the Roosevelt and the week before that, the Edwin C. Moses. The second thing is, if you get a chance, Google or go to your social media page and just type in Black Rodeo Dayton. Come on out, support us in June.
Thank you, sir. Madam Treasurer.
As of July 1st, the district plans to transition to a new bi-monthly pay system. This change means that all employees will be paid on the same consistent pay cycle, the 5th and the 20th. If the 5th or the 20th is on a holiday or a weekend, the pay is going to be on the Friday or prior to that date. The goal is to organize payroll processes better and increase consistency. The Treasurer's Office will assist with any questions you may have about the transition to bi-monthly payroll. That's it.
Can I add? I just want to ask a clarifying question just for informational purposes later. Can we just get some information as to why the 5th and the 15th and not the 1st, or not why the 5th and the 20th and not the 1st and the 15th, since people have bills due on the 1st? Not for tonight, but, okay, all right, never mind then.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Hamilton, she's ready. She's in the starting blocks. Go.
I am extremely excited, but as always, I will be very brief. Good afternoon, everybody. I just wanted to give another shout out to the audit committee that did meet 2 weeks ago. I am so proud of this committee and just the work that the volunteers and as well as the board members who have participated in the group have been doing. It's been an official full year since the committee has really joined and been gathered, and with the community members involved as well. And I can confidently say that it's made our district definitely a more well-oiled machine, but then also a safer and more efficient and effective place to be and to work at and to support our students and community. So I'm extremely proud of that, and I want to give a thank you to those community members who participate. And then I also wanted to say that I'm really grateful. We've had over the last couple of weeks, all of our risk assessments turned in, which helps fuel our audit plan. And so we've been having audit planning meetings for the next fiscal year, and I look forward to presenting that information at the next audit committee meeting in June, and then also to the board for official approval in July. So I look forward to that, and thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Minor?
Yes, thank you. I'd like, on behalf of Dr. Lawrence, he's traveling, we'd like to thank the young people especially for expressing yourselves today and for coming in support of your counselor. Also want to celebrate Decision Day. I don't know if anyone got a chance to visit the Decision Days at the high schools last week, but congratulations to all the teachers, the Freshman Academy people, the principals, everyone who had a hand in it. There's a video out. If you haven't seen it, please see the video. Also want to celebrate the community cafes that have been going on. If you've not experienced it, it's wonderful. It's different than a typical town hall. You get to rotate and talk to the community members. Everyone has a voice. It's a way to get everyone's voice. So shout out to LaShawn Graham and her entire team. Also, Eunice Breivik, our director of preschool, shared with me some amazing data today for his year of work with the preschool teachers. He also has been invited to present at the National Preschool Conference in Dallas, Texas. So kudos to Eunice for the amazing work he's been doing. And that's all I have tonight.
All right. First, I want to say you did a great job, as always, filling in for the superintendent. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I do want to applaud those that we asked people to go back to school. Some of our employees went back to school. Brother Wright back there just graduated along. I don't know everybody that was in the district that graduated. I know that there was a ceremony. I know a few people went to Wilberforce and graduated a couple weeks ago. So I want to give them an applause. That was great for their graduation. And I want to commend all our, say that again? Oh, okay, great. So I want to applaud all our seniors and just really hope that they have a wonderful summer and being prepared for their new adventure in life. I don't have anything else pursuant to section 121.22G2 of the Ohio Revised Code. I move that this board go into executive session. This meeting is being held to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, and/or compensation of a public employee and to have a conference with an attorney.
Second.
Roll call.
President Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Garrison,
Yes.
Ms. Woods.
Yes. Okay.
6 yeses.
I'm special today.